How's it going everyone? JakeXVX here, back on Forza Horizon 4 once again. Last week I uploaded a video which was all about the advanced launch control which is in Forza Horizon 4, and that video did really well. The only trouble with it is you have to be on manual with clutch to use this advanced launch control, and that's not an issue. However, lots of people don't know how to use manual with clutch, which is why lots of people in that video suggested that I did a tutorial. So that's what we're going to do. This video is going to be all about the tips and tricks of manual with clutch, how to get used to it, and the best ways to use it, to put it short. So hopefully at the end of this video you'll have a brief idea of how you can get used to manual with clutch, and after a bit of time you'll be a master at it. So I'm going to start off with the information about manual with clutch. Manual with clutch is the hardest way to change gear in the game. Obviously the easiest is automatic, then it's manual with clutch, which gives you the most bonus CR. Now when I say hardest, I don't mean hard, because it's honestly not hard at all. I don't even notice that I'm changing gear manual anymore. It's just a natural thing. Now a brief explanation of what it is. You'll know on automatic, you just pull the throttle in and that's it. You don't have to change gear. On manual, you have to change gear with the gear up and down. So let's say you're flat out, you click B, it'll change up for you. B again, it'll change up for you. If you click X, it'll change down, X, it'll change down, B up, you know. There's the usual. Manual with clutch is a little bit different. It's the same as manual, but every time you change gear up or down, you have to have the clutch button held down as well as the throttle not engaged. So it sounds complicated, but trust me, with these little tips and tricks, it's easy. Now this is where we're going to set up your game ready for you to practice and get used to manual with clutch. Now this is the controller layout right here, and let's just go over it real quick. This is what it'll look like from the get-go. You'll see that your e-brake is the A button. You don't have to worry about that. I'm just saying that and you'll know why in a minute. The shift up button is the B button, and the shift down is the X button. So if you were on manual, you just click B to go up a gear, click X to go down a gear, no problem at all. But because we're on manual with clutch, you'll see in the top left we have a clutch button, which is the LB, the left bumper. Now, as I said earlier, to change gear with manual with clutch, you have to let off the gas, hold the clutch in, change gear up or down, let go of the clutch, then back on the gas. And you can imagine when the clutch is the bumper and the up and down is B and X, it's quite difficult. So to prepare for this, turn this on and you'll see that the clutch button is now right next to the gear up and down, which will make this a whole lot easier because now you can just do it with one finger. For example, I've got my finger on the throttle, I'm going to let off the throttle, click A and B at the same time, because A is the clutch and B is gear up, so that'll do it for me. Let go of A and B at the same time, back on the accelerator, that's it, and you're only using your thumb, that's it. And then obviously to go down a gear, it's A and X at the same time. Simple as that. It's a lot more fiddly when you have to hold the bumper and B, and then the bumper and X, and then let off the throttle, for example. It's so much easier when you can just use the same finger but just click two buttons at once. It's so much easier. So once you've got manual with the clutch on and you've got this setting on, you are ready to go. So let's have a little look at it, shall we? Now many of you will know in a car in real life, when you're on manual with clutch, obviously in a manual car, you have to hold the clutch in, balance it out, find the biting point, accelerate. You don't have to do that in a Forza game, don't worry about that. You can just hold the throttle and you're off. Even with manual with clutch on. You don't have to worry about stalling or anything. So, the first practice, just go anywhere. You're on Forza Horizon, for Christ's sake. You can go anywhere, it doesn't matter where you are. Just hold the throttle down and just practice. Practice letting off the throttle, like here, clicking A and B, and back on the throttle. That's it. And can you imagine trying to click the bumper and B and the bumper and X at the same time? It's a lot more fiddly. It's a lot easier just to click A and B and A and X. So we'll hold the throttle again. Off the throttle, A and B. Back on the throttle. Off the throttle, A and B. Back on the throttle. And just keep doing it. Keep on doing it. Off the throttle, A and B. Simple as that. And the cool thing about being on manual with clutch is if you hold the clutch down right now, you can just coast along and you can rev your car while you're streaming down. It's pretty cool. And obviously to go down a gear, as I was saying, it's A and X instead of A and B. So we're going to do it now. A and X. A and X. A and X. A and B. A and B. A and B. Simple as that. Now I will say, you cannot do this as fast as possible. If you let off the throttle, click A and B, then back on the throttle as quick as you can, it'll be too fast. You can't actually do it. You'll find the right speed to do it at, just naturally. I'll show you what happens when you do it too fast here. If you let off and do it. Here, this is what happens. You'll see that it kind of bounces off the limiter for too quickly, and it seems to mess it up. It doesn't really slow the car down at all, but it doesn't sound right, so I don't recommend doing that. The quicker you do it, the quicker you change your gear, but there's a certain limit that you can get to until it starts to sound a bit odd, so it's whatever you prefer, really. Now, unfortunately, at this point, there's not really many other tips and tricks I can give you, apart from just practicing and practicing and practicing. And you'll honestly get used to it quicker than you think, because it's so good. It's honestly so good. Obviously, I'm just on the highway right now, and this is where I'd recommend you do it. Just go up and down the highway, changing gear, A and B, A and B. Now, you can actually get a little bit of a smoother gear change if you hold the clutch in just a millisecond before you change gear up or down. However, it's not worth doing that until you're completely used to it. Now, obviously, the bonuses to having this manual with a clutch skill in your brain, you can do the advanced launch control now, which is the following. It's so cool. Now, if you're wondering what's the benefits to that, if we go to boost right now, have a look at the boost. I'm going to redline. It's kind of shaking between maybe 15 and 23 boost, you can see on the left hand corner. But if we do the launch control method, you've got the max amount of boost ready to launch with. Which, if you've got drag tyres and everything, a drag setup, it is amazing. So please, please, please guys, just keep practicing up and down the highway, clicking A and B, A and X, A and B, A and X, changing gear, letting the throttle, back on the throttle, clicking A and X, clicking A and B. It will honestly just come naturally. It will come naturally out of nowhere, and you'll be a master at it. And you'll be able to get more XP in races because you're manual with clutch, and you'll be loving it. I don't have to bore you in this video anymore, guys, because I said there's not a massive amount of things I can say from now on apart from just practice. You've got the basic idea of it, you've got the basic idea of how it works and the best settings to be on to get used to it. If you do get to the point where you're 100% used to it now, I recommend turning it back to having the bumper. Why not challenge yourself? The only reason I don't do that is because I don't change gear with A and B. I change gear with the paddles on the back of my controller, just because I like that. But anyway guys, please tell me if this tutorial was helpful or if it was useless. I will help anybody in the comment section below. If you have any questions or issues, please let me know. Once you've got used to it, go and check out my advanced launch control tutorial in the description below. You will love it. It's really cool. Leave a like if you have enjoyed, everyone. Go grind that manual with clutch grind. Subscribe if you haven't for more Forza Horizon 4 content. And I'll see you all in the next video. The fields are really empty.